Natchan, a Japanese mom who works in a school kitchen. Today I'm sharing 5 easy family dinners we enjoyed this week. My goal is simple, quick meals with plenty of vegetable and protein. I hope these ideas make your week a little easier. To keep the dinner simple, I follow 4 rules. 1. Keep cooking time to about 15 minutes. 2. Make just 2 dishes. 3. Include a vegetable and protein. 4. Make extra soup for several days. In today's video, I'll show you first, weekly grocery shopping and vegetable potage and 5 easy weekday meals and recipes. Let's get started. Every Sunday, I bought almost everything we need for the week. This week's grocery cost 11,332 yen. Here's everything I bought this week. Every weekend, I make a big batch of vegetable potage using whatever vegetables I have left. It's a great way to use up leftovers, and I always keep some in the freezer for busy days. Wash and chop the vegetables into bite-sized pieces. I usually leave the skin on. It's not the most common way in Japan, but it's a great way to save time and reduce food waste, right? Add them to a pot and pour in just enough water to cover. Bring to a boil, then cover and simmer until the vegetables are tender. Let them cool slightly, then blend until smooth. Divide the potage into portions. This makes about 4 days worth of potage for my family of 3. I keep 2 days worth in fridge and freeze the rest. The night before, I move 1 portion to the fridge to thaw. When you're ready to eat, take it out of the bag, microwave it, and enjoy. Let's start with Monday's dinner. First, thinly slice an onion. Add it to a pan with mentyu, a Japanese noodle soup base. Add enough mentyu to cover about half of the onions, then simmer. While the onions are cooking, heat the frozen pork cutlet in the microwave. Next, let's make the Japanese pickles. Trim the end of the cucumber and slice it. Rubbing the cut end can help reduce some of the bitterness. I also added some thinly sliced carrots for color. Add the vegetable and pickle seasoning to a bag, then massage everything together. Refrigerate until ready to serve. Once the pork cutlets are heated through, cut them into bite-sized pieces. When the onions are translucent, add the cutlets and simmer briefly. Beef 5 eggs for our family of 3. Pour in about 2/3 of the eggs, cover, and cook until partially set. Add the remaining eggs and cook until done to your liking. And it's ready! Monday's dinner: pork cutlet, rice bowl, Japanese pickle, make a vegetable potage. Let's move on to Tuesday's dinner. First, cook the ground beef and pork in a pan. I don't add oil because the meat releases enough fat, but feel free to add some if you prefer. While the meat cooks, let's prepare the namo. Wash the bean sprout and komatsuna, then cut the komatsuna into bite-sized pieces. Place them in a microwave-safe container, cover, and microwave until slightly softened. Cooking time varies, so check and adjust as needed. Next, finely chop the green onions. Make sure to wash them well, especially between the green parts. Once the meat is cooked, add the green onions and seasonings. Cook until most of the liquid has evaporated. Taste and adjust the seasoning with salt and pepper. The soboro is ready. Cut the tomatoes into bite-sized pieces. I cut my child's portion a little smaller. And my husband doesn't eat tomatoes, so I served him chilled tofu instead. For the fried egg, crack an egg into a microwave-safe container and pierce the yolk several times with a fork. Cover loosely with plastic wrap, leaving a small opening for steam to escape. Microwave until cooked to your liking, checking frequently and heating in short intervals if needed. Cool the cooking bean sprout and komatsuna in cold water. Squeeze out as much water as you can, then add the seasonings and mix well. Taste and adjust the flavor to your liking, and the namo is ready. Tuesday's dinner: soba rice bowl with a fried egg, bean sprout and komatsuna namo, and tomatoes. Wednesday's dinner took about 30 minutes instead of my usual 15. That's because I made enough pork and vegetable miso soup for 2 days. First, cut the chicken into bite-sized pieces. Chicken thighs work well, but you can also use chicken breast, ground chicken, or pork. Heat some oil in a pan and stir-fry the chicken. While the chicken cooks, prepare the vegetables. Start with the carrots since they take the longest to cook. Add the carrot and stir-fry briefly. Next, slice the paradakuru and soak it in water to remove some of the bitterness. Slice the green onions into small pieces. Drain the paradakuru, add it to the pot, and stir-fry everything briefly. Next, cut the napa cabbage into bite-sized pieces. Wash it well and add it to the pot. Add enough water to cover the vegetables and simmer until the water comes to a boil. While the soup is cooking, cut the aburage or fried tofu pouches into bite-sized pieces. I also added some frozen mushrooms that I had stored in the freezer. I usually add the aburage and green onions later to keep more of their texture and flavor. But if you are short on time, you can add everything at once. While the soup is simmering, let's make the cheese stuffed chikuwa. Make a slit in the chikuwa and stuff it with ham and cheese. Add some ketchup on top, then finish with the shredded cheese. Cook until golden brown. Once the ingredients in the miso soup are cooked through, dissolve the miso into the soup. The other dishes were a little higher in sodium, so I made the miso soup lighter in flavor this time. The cheese stuffed chikuwa is ready too. Finally, grill the dried horse mackerel just before serving, and it's ready. Wednesday's dinner, grilled dried horse mackerel, healthy miso soup, and cheese stuffed chikuwa. Thursday's dinner. First, fry the ground pork. The pork released enough fat, so I don't add any oil. While the pork is cooking, cut the tofu into small cubes. If there's too much fat, remove some if you like. I'm making a spicy version today, so I set aside some cooked pork for my child. Add the mapo tofu sauce and tofu and chopped green onions. Simmer for a few minutes and it's done. For my child's portion, I mixed reserved pork with tofu, green onions, and a little mentute, then microwave it. Next, let's make the cabbage with seaweed and soy sauce. Cut the cabbage into bite-sized pieces and wash it well. Put the cabbage in a microwave-safe container. Cover it with plastic wrap and microwave it until it becomes tender. Cool the cooked cabbage in cold water and squeeze out as much water as possible. Add soy sauce and shred nori seaweed, then mix well. Taste and adjust the seasoning to your liking. And it's ready. Thursday's dinner, mapo tofu, cabbage with seaweed and soy sauce, and pork and vegetable miso soup. It's Friday. First, lightly coat the thinly sliced pork with flour. This helps keep the pork tender. Heat some oil in a frying pan and spread out the pork. While the pork is cooking, thinly slice an onion. I also added some thick fried tofu to make the dish more filling. Cut it into bite-sized pieces and set it aside. Once the pork starts to change color, add the onion and stir-fry briefly. While that's cooking, mix together the seasonings for the ginger pork. Once the onion starts to become slightly translucent, add the thick fried tofu and the seasonings. Mix everything together, cover the pan, and steam cook for 2 to 3 minutes. While that's cooking, let's prepare the shredded cabbage. Wash the shredded cabbage well and drain it thoroughly. Once the ginger pork is cooked through, it's ready. Taste it and adjust the seasoning if needed.
And that's Friday's dinner. Ginger pork, shredded cabbage, and the vegetable potage. Since it's Friday, I bought myself a little treat, a brown sugar manju. That's it for this week. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful week.